Yeah, like are you mostly you know, posting beats on websites like for release, or do you have like artists hitting you up? Like, I don't know, I'm just kind
Yeah.
of curious how
So I
everything's like what
Yeah. So I
yeah.
definitely ended up transitioning off SoundClick. SoundClick was kind of something that was big in like the early 2000s and the late 2010s,
Hmm.
when the producer
Yeah.
community was really starting to move on to the internet. So SoundClick's kind of a dead thing at this point. And I knew about BeatStars, which is where I'm at now. I knew about that, but I was a hater on BeatStars. I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like people go on there and like download a song like a million times or whatever. I don't understand it. I just didn't like get the whole platform. But then I started researching it more and like how it can be a way of just making passive income. And I was like, oh, that actually makes more sense
Yeah.
when you kind of break it all down and basically set the price point to the different license types and just give the artist the option to like get whatever's best for them so they can start writing to the song and do their own thing. So the fall of 2020 is when I switched to BeatStars. And I put up a song every day now for almost 4 years on there, a beat every day.
Cool.
So I'm,
Dang.
Have you gotten a fair amount of
yeah,
leases?
I mean, it like I was telling Drew this before about how it's kind of hit or miss still because it really just is like it's an extra thing, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, BeatStars still owns like the traffic that goes through there. You can obviously direct people to the site, which I do through like promotion and stuff. Like I'll post usually every Monday I'll post one of the beats. I do like a highlighted beat of the week, like what's my favorite beat that I've done in the
Yeah.
last like month. I'll put that up on Mondays and like promote it. You'll get some things going through there. And then like the artists that I work with myself, I'm obviously pointing them in the direction of things they might enjoy over there. But what's cool is that it's just another form of discoverability. So you can put your songs up
Hmm.
there and you're going to get heard by people all over the world. You know, as long as you're putting in the right metadata and, you know, let's say you're doing a type beat or something and you put whatever artist, you just got to make sure you're putting the right tags in based on like the BPM and the style and things like that. Just as long as you're doing that, like I had to get used to that at first because I wasn't, when I was first uploading stuff, I wasn't doing like metadata that was standing out. Um, but I think the more I've done it now, I'm like, okay, I kind of know, you know, this track is in this style. What I do now is because I've been doing a lot more R&B tracks within the last like year and a half. What I do, at least this is my method. You kind of do whatever you want. I go to Spotify. They do like an R&B weekly where they post that
Yeah.
week whoever just dropped new music. So I'll go there and I'll see like, oh, so and so dropped a new song. If I have something in the style of that or kind of a similar vibe, I'm gonna upload that and use that as like the keywords and be like, since this person dropped a new song, most likely people are looking for this style out there somewhere, and that's helped me a lot
Right.
to kind of just increase the plays and increase the
That's really
traffic and
smart.
things like that. So, and that's techniques I learned through just other people, hearing what other people have done, and that might shift to something else eventually too and just kind of see what I can do
Sure.
moving forward. But for me, BeatStars is just kind of another extension of what I do. I never solely rely on that for like everything that I'm doing. But it's nice to have, and to me, it's worth it. You know, I've had people hit me up. They're like, "Is it worth paying annually to be on this platform?" And I'm like, honestly, I say it would be because, like I said, you get that traffic that you don't get solely on your own. You know what I mean? You can have your own site and
Yeah.
sell your own beats through your own website. If you want to do that as well, go ahead. But you know, when you partner with a platform that has the infrastructure and they have everything built up already, it's like they do have to work for you up front. So you just got to make sure, like I said, you're putting in the metadata, and as long as you're putting up like quality material, you're going to get found by people. And I've already connected with at least 4 or 5 artists that found me through there. And now we're working one on one because of that platform. So it's like,
Yeah.
what would I have done if I didn't have that? You know what I mean? You probably would have never met those people. So it's like, if it's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the same as you view like a YouTube thing, um, which YouTube's a bit different because obviously there's, you know, you can monetize it, but you can't monetize it as well as like a BeatStars. But it's discoverability. Like you can be found by
Yeah.
anybody and they can hear what you're doing. So it's just how you view it and what you want to do. But yeah, I've been on Beatstars now for almost 4 years. And I can't really complain about what they do. I mean, they've changed it a bit since
Yeah.
I began, but to me, it's just a good thing to have, and you can make some passive income. So what's the harm in that, I guess? So
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I've never had too much luck with like the type beat
yeah,
platforms. Mostly just because like I'm not super
mm,
into it like that,
yeah,
you know? And then other than that, like the only real experience, I guess I kind of had like a um it took me a while to actually sign up and try it because my only interaction with BeatStars before that is whenever artists would be like, "Hey, I downloaded this beat off of BeatStars, but I want you to make
yeah,
something better."
yeah. And
You know?
usually, a lot of the
And so,
time, sorry to interrupt, a lot of the times, what
you're
I
good.
get from people is I get the same thing too. And they'll say, I tried to get in
Mhm.
contact with the producer, and I'm not hearing from this person. Like, I can't get in touch with them.
Yeah.
Even if they have an email attached, they just like aren't very
Mhm.
personable at all. So for me, I look at it as an opportunity of like, well, let me show this person like who I am as an individual. Like, let me be more one on one with this
Yeah.
person. So using BeatStars in that way too, because I think BeatStars isn't designed for like individuality. It's designed for a very transactional thing to make it easy for the artist. I understand that. But if you can leverage that in a way where it's like, you're gonna really do your due diligence to be like, this person bought a beat from me. Let me reach out to them. Now let me take this elsewhere. Like, let me take this off BeatStars and try to develop this into a real
Yeah.
relationship. That's where I've had success as
Yeah.
well, is just like taking the extra
I was
step.
about to say
So
that's definitely like the strategy that should
yeah,
work, you know,
Yeah.
because uh, there's only so much that like can really come from writing to a
yeah,
pre-made beat. I'm sure it works. There's a lot of huge hip hop songs that were literally just a 2 track
yeah,
and a vocal, but for anything that's a little bit more intricate, it's just harder,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of times, it's always best to, kind of take the beat and then let's write the vocal and then let's,
yeah,
produce it for real, you
Yeah.
know. But that's smart that you're doing that, because that's really like where I think that platform like really makes
yeah.
Excels.
sense,
Yeah.
It kind of
Yeah. It
just
excels as a.
go ahead.
I was just say it excels as a like as a platform to get yourself some baseline, obviously some baseline income,
Mm,
but also a baseline in like brand development,
yeah,
and then as a launching point to launch into scaling it up to
yeah.
higher artist rates or one-on-one clients or like you said, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I always
Sorry, I
just,
didn't mean to
no, you're
interrupt.
all good. I always just try to do my part in the whole process and just be like, let me just, whatever I can do. And I've had artists where they might buy a beat and then I reach out to them and I just don't hear from them because maybe they don't want that connection. Maybe that's all they want is the beat
Yeah,
and just to move on. And that's okay. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just every individual wants a different thing.
for sure.
So it's just kind of finding the right people and then I've had experiences where, like I said, we're still working now and we're building our own thing totally off the platform. But, I have the platform to
Hmm.
thank for the initial connection. So it's like, well, that was
Yeah.
cool.
hmm
So